Howdy! Welcome to DS Outdoors. I'm Tractor, and today we're going to have another little cooking video. Oh! Welcome to the Moonshine Mansion. Today we're going to make ourselves some crawfish pie. Now, one thing I always make sure I get is Louisiana crawfish tails from America. These have better flavor and support American farmers. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you two styles of crawfish pie we're going to make here. And here's all of our ingredients out here laid out on the table. Let's start here. You need crawfish, which I got two, and straight from Louisiana, crawfish tails. You need your Holy Trinity seasoning, which is your bell pepper, your onions, and your celery. You need your garlic for your seasoning, whatever way you want your garlic there. Butter, I made that butter. I made that butter right there. Chicken broth, heavy cream, breadcrumbs, your spices, and your pie crusts. So, you start here with your onions, go ahead and chop them up. Discard bowl. Onions. Go ahead and try and make them in a very small cube ones right there. Big cubed onions. You can cut them down like that. Put your onions like that. Right here. You got a few sticks of celery. Cut them up as well. I'm going to do that because I like the smaller little pieces in there. They're shorter like that. You cut them out that size, whatever you feel like, because remember that's going to be inside your pies. Put them in the bowl too. I'm making a fairly large batch here, so it's not going to be anything small. It's not perfect, but what's that? Opposite. Grab our bell peppers, do the same. Get all that out of there. So our discard bowl, let's go ahead and put everything in our discard bowl. Right there. Let's go ahead and cut them up in little squares as well. And that. Cutting that up in little squares as well. While a little dice meat. I like my chunks bigger. You can make them smaller if you want them smaller, obviously. About That big's what I like to have them. Boom, boom, boom. We got our vegetables cut up. Yeah, celery, our onion, and our bell pepper. Now we are making some whiskey right here, but that's not what we're paying attention to. All right, I got my good cast iron skillet, kind of Dutch oven pot thing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn that on. Oh, medium somewhere in there. Let that start heating up. Yep. But we got our two bell peppers, two onions, and then 4 of these sticks of celery, because the celery stalks are pretty small. So you can cut them whatever size you want, but you need them to be relatively that to be good for your base. It's all nice and warm. A little bit. Let's put that homemade butter. Come on now. Yeah. Oh, ruining that spoon. There we go. Turn that heat down a little bit. We got a bunch going in there. Turn down the fire to about number 3, lower medium. Butter is nice and melted up. Let's go ahead and add our vegetables to the pot. Yeah. Might look like a lot just because it is. Go ahead and stir that till they all get coated with butter. And turn the heat up a tad bit right there. And separate all the onions up and separate all everything up right there. Coat everything with the butter. Just start cooking that down. All nice and mixed up in here. Turn the heat up some. There. Start cooking. Yeah, they're starting to reduce, they're starting to cook down, starting to gain some color. Just keep on cooking them until Start to gain some color on there. I'm going to turn the heat down. And now is when you add all your seasoning. I've used MSG, pepper, salt, the Tony Chachere's, whatever your favorite Creole seasoning, go ahead and use that. I put some Cajun power in there. Garlic sauce. Use your garlic. Put about half that jar in there. Onion powder, garlic powder, chili powder. And actually, I want to add a little bit extra. And go ahead and stir that up. Make that all nice. Let that cook down a tiny bit more. Yeah. Look at that. Now that we've got our seasonings in there, so yeah, all nice and cooked down and brown. Look at that. All the translucent onions. Look at that, yeah. Okay, we got all of our seasonings in there and everything. Let's turn the heat down. Now let's go ahead and add in our crawfish. Tiny bit. You want to get all of this in there. You want to get all of it in there. You do not want to miss a single drop. Oh yeah, look at that. You do not want to miss a single one. Yeah, you can get all that juices in there too. Yeah. All that delicious Cajun crawfish flavor. They're already cooked because they're boiled before they even peel them. Oh. Just warming them up pretty good. Put some of your flavors, whatever you chose to put in for your seasoning. Let's mix all that up. Yeah. Some people choose to make a roux when they do this. Some people choose to go cream and breadcrumbs. And I like it cream and breadcrumbs because I did it that way the first time and it just turned out good that way. So get all that in there. Yeah. Get all that mixed together. Yeah, get all the fats and the butter and all that mixed together. Yeah. Warm up the crawfish. Yeah. A little bit out. Let that heat up a tiny bit. So now, that's nice and warm. Heat down to half. Stir that up some. And we're going to add our chicken stock, chicken broth, whatever. If you have like a vegetable seafood stock, that'd be the best, but yeah. You don't add the whole container. Just add it to where there's a good amount of liquid in there. Like that. Yeah. And now we're going to turn the heat up. Probably that much left in this container. That much in there. Turn the heat up a fairly good amount. Start getting that heated up. Yeah. If you have a seafood like a shrimp stock or something, that'll be even better. This is just what I have here. Oh yeah, let that boil up some. Yeah. Oh. Ooh, yeah. Boiling up pretty good. Now it's about half that down. Let's add our heavy whipping cream. Because we're going to thicken this right up right here. Not all this container, obviously. Just good amount. That much. Just a few ounces of that. Stir that in here. And this will reduce down, thicken up some. As we're going, we're going to end up cooking that down for a while. Turn that up some. Yeah, let's start thicking up some right there, yeah. Turn the fire down some. Get thicker. A little bit. Turn that down too far. Start to get thicker. I turned the heat back down to like a medium low. We're going to simmer that for a few more minutes. Starting to reduce down. Yeah, thicker. Thing I like to do, picking it up, is add some breadcrumbs to thicken up the consistency. There you go. Now make it thicker right there. Kind of, this is when you adjust your consistency to what kind of like paste you want to put inside the crawfish pie. Also turn that up onto 50%, onto half. And probably just a tiny bit more. You don't add a whole lot of these. You adjust your consistency to what you want it to be. Cook them breadcrumbs up a little bit. Yeah. Add more. There we go. You want it to be kind of a blob consistency. Let's cook that a little bit longer. Cook up the crumbs. Be about that thick right there. I'm gonna call that perfect. Right there. Let that start cooling down some. Now, right now is when you taste it, see if you need to adjust the seasoning. Yeah, it's a good consistency right there. See if you want to, a piece of crawfish on that. See if you want to add anything, take anything away, like you want to use your seasoning, whatever you believe in. I like adding MSG to mine and salt, pepper on top of the regular Cajun Creole, whatever mixed seasoning you've got. But whatever you want it to taste like, make it taste like that. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble our pies. Now I'm going to show you how to make two different pies here with two different pans. And we're going to go ahead and assemble our pies. Let's get our crust out. Put this down so we're not putting it directly on the counter. Cut the counter. And these are just generic, cheap. Don't need the pie crust to be something amazing. You can if you want. Go on ahead, because those are Those are pretty darn good. If I had Grandma's pie crust recipe, that'd be awesome. But I'm just gonna, again, I'm gonna show you two ways to do it. Now you want kind of like an oval. First one depends on how big you want them to be. Like that. That stuff will get rolled out into another ball of dough. With the rolling pin, there momentarily. But here's one way to do it. Take your innards you're filling. Take your innards you're filling. Steamy innard filling. Because the filling's already cooked. You don't need to do anything crazy. Put that on half of it like that. There we go, looks good. You can eat just this filling. You'd be having a good day. Ready. Let's try to. Let's get it together. Fill that pie up. Got kind of folding the edges over. Try it like you're making an empanada or something like that. Fold the edges over. That however you want it to see. And what we're going to do, we're going to grease this sheet so they don't stick on the bottom. Let's go ahead and make sure the ends are all nice and tight. Sure it looks pretty alright. Put that right on there. The ends look good enough, and then right there, one poke in the middle. Now let's take our ball of reclaimed goodness, roll it out, and make more. This is how you use all the dough. If you want to use all the dough, this is how you do it. Yeah, looks good. Bang, bang, bang. Then let's get our filling once again. Yeah. See that grease in there? You see that flavor? Mm. Let's go ahead and whatever way you feel fit to make this shape go on ahead. However big, however small you want to be. And then poof, right down the middle. And let's see if we can make one more out of this eating mix right here. Not perfect, but I think I'm gonna do. There we go. That's gonna do. Go around a bit here. That you can save that for the next little thing. Add it to your next ball of reclaim. See here? Close it up now. Whatever way you think you need to do it, try to close it up, pinch them, roll them. I do kind of a combo of both, whatever way you think to make a crawfish pass. Yeah. Fork going? Yeah. Now let's do our next version, which we're going to use a muffin tin pan for. I like these better than these, but these you get more filling than these, but I like them both. You can figure out approximate roundness of what these are, which you can buy them that are designed for these, but try to come up with an approximate roundness. How big that is, kind of. Sometimes use a template to kind of make them, but let me see if I can just make it up real quick. How big would it be for one of these? Put it in there. Actually, let's grease it up first, so they don't get stuck in there, so they're not married to the pan. Start putting them in there. Hey, you make too much. Okay, there we go. Learning right there. Too big, too big. That's how it is, man. You're learning too. Sometimes I'm not the best, but I could teach you something. Okay, start putting that in there. Yeah, here we go. Right around. Cool. Let's make ourselves 3 of those. Hopefully this one's big enough. Put that in there. There we go. Squish it out a little to the sides. And there's one. And because it'll be kind of wrinkled. The wrinkly spots just push them on out. Oh, we got one on here. Get higher heat. Now let's get our tops. Smush all that together right there. Good ample thickness right there. You make as many as you want, as little as you want, although my filling is a big recipe. That's because I put it in the freezer and I save it for later and we break it out. lasts, you know, a bit. Take it to party, hang out with friends, take it wherever. Okay. Go ahead and stir that up. So, still got our good consistency. Okay. Get our spoon. I'm in there, yeah. There we go. Fill them up to the top. Well, just below the top. You don't want no spiller coming over. Now let's get our little bit tops going. Okay, now you want to kind of put them in there and just start smashing it together like that. It's okay if you have excess yes, that. Make it look even, because this stuff ain't pretty. We're just making it here and hot. Okay. Put that down in there. Like that. And obviously you can just make one giant crawfish pie, but the crust is part of the fun. You squeeze that and roll that just like you did. Try to seal the ends together. And I'm gonna shore that one up to make it a little bit more clean for us. Yeah, look at that. Because that top's gonna stick on there to that long thing no matter what. Okay, now our last one. It's gonna be beautiful, but it's there. Oh yeah. Put that in there. Kind of squeeze it all up and in and around the top. Make it that little bitty bowl. You kind of want that little bitty ball shape right there where it's concave on the top. Let me take some of the excess off there. Squeeze it in. Where's our pork go? Boom. Boom. Make sure that's penetrated. Cool. Now we've got our pies made. And you could make that into a ball and get yourself another one and add it to the next roll of dough and stuff. Put them in the oven here. Got the oven at 350. Let's go ahead and set us a timer. So now, when we're cooking it, we're just trying to cook the pie crust, because you know the filling's already cooked, it's already done to death. Well, you see I made a big pot of it. We got a lot here, but what I'm gonna do is you freeze some. You've got a good deep freezer there. It'll make it last however long you need it to. Let's say you wanna split it out and make 4 or 5 different meals out of it. Go ahead. So all you're doing from that point to each part's already done. All you're doing is getting your crust and making pies. That's all you're doing if you're saving it from, you're freezing it and saving it like I do. Because it'll last just like any piece of meat will or anything good, because I got a good deep freezer. It lasts a while. But the thing about it is this is just a really good base recipe for any meat pie. You can take that same filling, instead of putting instead of putting the crawfish in there, you can use your any good sausage you want, ground pork, deer meat, anything you want to do to make that kind of meat pie. And then you can even, instead of putting the Cajun seasoning in there, your multi-purpose Cajun seasoning, you put in any barbecue seasoning styles you want, any of that kind of barbecue rub, throw it right in there and cook it to death. And you can add more garlic, less garlic, whatever way you like. I like it pretty heavy on the garlic, so that's why I put half that jar in there, and it's pretty good. No, that's valuable. Old hot dog, 145 proof. Let's see how good done these are. Yeah, that looks good. Top's popping off a tiny bit, but that don't mean nothing, much of nothing. Oodles looking good too. Let's get these off here, put them on our serving plates. Oh, see, it ain't sticking nothing. You do not just sticking nothing, man. Look at that. Put this dirty one over here. Now, getting these out a little trickier. I'm using a nice fork. Where's the fork? Oh, here it is. Nice fork. Help get those out. Hopefully you greased it good enough. Hopefully you make it straight. Shouldn't be that hard. Woo. Oh, top tray, come on now one. You get pretty, yeah. There we go. Oh. Huh. Transportation problem. Here in the yeah. Man, I like these, man. Look at that. Nice and crispy in the bottom, all hold together. The hard part's getting them to not fall apart. These ones you can eat with a fork. Those ones you gotta eat with a fork and knife. But you get some fall apart. Pick that up with your hand, but let's try both. Cut that right in half for you. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look at all that steam coming out of there. Yeah. Start eating it. That's why I put the breadcrumbs in there to hold that together like that. Yeah, oh, fell apart some, but nice and warm. Nice and warm. Mmm. 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 Heck yeah, baby. Crawfish pat. Mmm. Man, good. Mmm. Nice crawfish flavor. Added the spices that I like, so obviously I'm gonna like it. Taste the onions, the base, all the thickness in there. See the onions, the bell peppers, the spices, that onion's been cooked some right there. A little bit of crawfish. That. Mmm. Mmm. So good. Mmm. Yeah, baby. Perfect. Man, dude. I can make it be a whole meal, no dinner, you know. Mmm. 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 Mmm, that's good. Mmm. Now, this one you can just, but we'll cut it in half. So we can see it. Yeah, look at that in there. Mmm. Look at that. Pick that up and eat it like that. Mmm. Mmm. Nah, good. Good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm. It's delicious. Oh yeah. Mm. Oh yeah. No. It's a hot and steamy. You let them cool down a few minutes before you eat them. Oh. Mm. So good. You can make them either or shape. I like taking these ones when I'm going to a party. I really like taking these ones to a party. I'm cooking my friends something for dinner. I like these because it's a little bit more, I mean, this fits on a plate better, obviously, than this does. But if you're going to a party, someone pick this up, walk around, eat that thing, man. Mmm. It's a little hot. I turn them around in the oven. Start eating them. Mmm. Mmm. Good. Now, plenty of people, I can make it with the roux, which is good and all, but first time I made them, I used breadcrumbs to thicken it up, and it was just good. So that's why I left it that way. So I left it that way because it was good, but just straight up delicious. I hope you learned something in this video. Something, you know, just good food is just an idea. You need to do it. It's you got a thought, you gotta try it. So. Got a good thought? Just go ahead and try it. All right. Thank you for watching.